Hello beautiful people, thank you for tuning back into my YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing a nice gruesome bloody look for Halloween. This will be my first time doing SFX makeup, but I'm so excited, and this inspiration came from Miss Carolina Maria right here. This is the look we're going to be accomplishing. It's the sewed shut mouth. Excuse me, I stuttered on that. So first things first, we are going to do our makeup. I'm just going to do like the eyes, the eyebrows, little foundation, you know, the norm, you know, make it nice and pretty. But also it's very important for this look that you make sure that you freaking eat and get you something to drink while you can, because your mouth's gonna be glued shut for a couple hours. So yeah, first things first, we're gonna take the Mehron liquid latex and we are just going to coat the top of my lip, the bottom of my lip, well, not the actual lip, but you know, underneath my nose and underneath my bottom lip, on my cheeks a little bit, and just give it a nice little coverage, basically where we're going to be putting the product, like so, like this, just like that right there. And just kind of, you know, just put the latex wherever you want to cover it up. I'm just going to give a nice little coverage and just kind of focus in the middle of my cheeks and make sure that I did not put the latex on top of my lips. We don't need to do all that. Just around the lips like so, basically like a little beard. Basically draw yourself a little beard with this latex. That's all you got to do. Alright, so now that I got my latex beard laid down, I'm going to take some toilet paper and we're just going to start ripping it up and just placing it over top of the latex. For me, it's important that you rip off the corner so it doesn't give that square look. Like, we don't want it to look like a square, so we want it to look a little ripped on the side. Ripped is fine, it's perfect. You want it to make it look like ripped skin. So as I'm ripping this, I'm just pressing it down on the latex and just, you know, ripping off the edges like so, like that. And yay, just gonna gently press it down. It's loose right now around the edges, but what I'm eventually going to do, oh, and it ripped right there, but that's okay, that's all right. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some more latex and I'm just going to secure the edges and just lay that bad boy down. Like, give it a nice little foundation, make sure it's thick, because we don't want that to lift up, because we're going to put some more layers on top. So we're just going to cover the edges like so. Make sure it gets nice and flat. If it rips, that's okay, because we just gonna cover it up anyway. That's fine if you do. So as you can see, I took another rip of toilet paper and I'm just gonna patch that little hole up. It sounded like I said hoe, but not hoe. Hole. That little hole up. And I just smacked some latex on it. And yeah, we're just gonna patch that joker right on up just like that. Like, look, it don't gotta be perfect. It's gonna look disgusting at the end anyway, so it's okay. So yeah, we just gonna repeat this step out like 3 times of the combination of laying down more latex and then putting more toilet paper on top, and then latex and then more toilet paper. But it's also important that you give the latex a minute to dry. You definitely don't want to just start coating and everything just start moving on you. That's, you know, that's gonna cause you problems. So I decided to switch up from the brush that the latex came with and just do a sponge instead. That's just a lot more faster and it gave me better coverage. It did get a little complicated on trying to like put the latex down on toilet paper, because toilet paper of course was sticking to the latex, but again, that's okay, it's alright. You know, figure out your method, just get that latex on that toilet paper right there, just like that. Alright, so after you have allowed your toilet paper to dry on top of that latex, we're going to do another coat of latex, and this time instead of toilet paper we are going to lay down cotton balls. So Carolina used cotton wool, I had cotton balls, so I'm just gonna make it do what it do, what it do, baby. Yay, that I've been on TikTok too much, but yeah, so I'm just gonna lay down the latex again, spread the cotton ball out, and I'm doing this method here where I lay the cotton ball down and just gently spreading it out. Again, this doesn't have to be perfect, it's not going to be perfect at all. Trying to emulate rib skin, there's no such thing as perfect, so you know, it's okay if it don't look all pretty at first, because I definitely was kind of like, how's this gonna look like skin? But it really does come together. So just keep spreading that cotton ball out over the latex, and you're just gonna do the same method where you lay some more latex on top of the cotton, and then you're gonna put some more cotton on top of it. Give that a minute to dry. Like I said, every time you do the combination of either toilet paper and latex, give that thing a second to dry, because you just don't want it moving and just causing you all types of problems. So once I lay my cotton balls down, I'm just gonna take my hand, I'm just gonna kind of smooth it out to make sure it's a little, I don't know, smooth. It made me feel better. Alright, so I did 2 coatings of the latex and the cotton just to kind of make it thick, because again we're going to cut through the mouth part, so you want it to make it thick so you don't cut yourself. So once we are done with the coating of the latex and the cotton, we are going to move on. But before we do, guess what? We gotta let it dry. Gotta let it dry. So once it's all nice and dry, again, I'm just kind of touching it just to make sure it's not feeling like sticky or gooey or wet. We're going to take some foundation and we're going to coat this tissue and cotton combination with some foundation. You know, definitely get a foundation that matches your skin, because you definitely want this to look like it's your skin. So yeah. After the foundation, we're going to take a blush palette. I'm using this one by e.l.f. It has this nice pretty brown, and I decided to take that pretty brown and just kind of go along the edges. I really think it helped blend and make it more seamless to my skin. After that brown, we are going to dabble in between these 2 pinks, the one on the left and the one on the right on the bottom row, and just cover the whole mouth, because you want it to kind of make it look like, you know, like a bruised mouth, and you know, bring some flesh to it. So I did a little dabble between those 2 pinks and just make sure I just cover the where my mouth is. Basically, I'm not going to cover the whole entire thing, but just solely where my mouth is. Up next, you're going to take your handy dandy scissors and you are going to cut the mouth open. Please, please, please be careful with this step. What I did to make sure that I didn't cut my lips is that I opened up my lips so I could feel the gap in between, you know, basically my lips, so I could feel press it. When I press it, it's not hitting my actual lips. So you just really got to be careful with this. If you have smaller scissors, I definitely recommend that. I actually end up switching to smaller scissors later on, because I don't know why I didn't think to do that in the first place. I just wasn't thinking, but I switched to my lash scissors, and that made it so much more easier. So yeah, you just want to cut the hole open. I'm going off camera right now to cut the hole so I can see, because again, I want to make sure that I'm not cutting myself. That's the last thing we need, is for you to cut yourself. So we're gonna go ahead, cut the little slit, and then once you get your mouth open, you're just going to basically separate the tissue and just create like basically like a little Joker smile, you know, like that stretched out mouth look. Once the slit is made, now we're going to free the lips. So we just want to cut around that excess tissue that's covering your lips, so we can stretch it out. Basically, we want your lips to be exposed, and then we want that, like I said, that Joker smile to extend from your lips to your cheek. Just keep watching. You see what I'm doing right here, just like that. Once you have made your desired slits, you're going to now push the skin-like material that you made down and upwards, because again, you want it to look like it's ripped. We're going to take a Bruise color wheel. We're going to use this purple and just put it on top of my lips, and we're also going to put it on top of the texture to make it look like bruised skin. So we want to make sure anything that is showing white is not going to look white anymore. Like I said, we want to make sure that it looks like bruised, ripped skin. After using that purple, I'm going to go in with the red, and I'm just going to apply it on top of the purple, and again over top of the skin folds. And it's okay if you do put some over the top, on top of the skin fold like I'm doing right here, because again, we wanted to make it look bruised, so we want to make it look as realistic as possible. I wanted my bruise to look a little darker because I thought one of the colors was black, and it actually isn't. So what I end up doing is taking black eyeshadow, and I just end up just kind of putting it over top of all the colors, just to kind of help make it look, you know, dark and bloody and just gory. Next up, I'm going to take my Mehron Coagulated blood gel, and I'm going to put it over my lips and the skin folds. I actually recommend to save all the blood for last, because what I've realized is that the blood is super sticky, and it made it complicated for me to feed the thread through. It just was really complicated. It made everything super thick and super sticky. It was just complicated. So yes, save this step for last. Next up, we are going to take the thread. I found this at Walmart for 99 cents. And we're going to take these small scissors, and we're going to begin to poke holes into the skin fold. Again, be very careful with this. What I like to do was hold the skin while I poke the holes. I did this open and close motion to basically cut through, and then once I punctured the skin, I started twisting the scissors so I could create a small hole. So once you make your hole, you're going to feed the thread or the yarn through. What actually ended up helping me was that I took a bobby pin and just put the yarn at the bottom of the bobby pin, that loop part, and used the bobby pin as a needle to follow the hole through, and that really just saved so much headache for me on trying to just do this with just my fingers. It was just not happening with the blood on top of it. Keep repeating this pattern of creating the holes at the top of the lip and the bottom of the lip, and feed the yarn or your thread through. And just make sure that you're just kind of taking your time, being careful. Just, you know, make sure that you're holding down the skin. I kind of like that method because it just made me feel like I wasn't being rough. And yeah, like I said, just take your time with it. Don't feel rushed, don't feel pressured. Just, you know, really have fun with it and make it look good. After you get your thread or your yarn through, you're going to take the Mehron stage blood and a sponge, and you're just going to start dabbing the blood on your cheeks. I did some on my nose, my neck, and just make it look real bloody, real disgusting, real trifling. You want it to look scary, you want it to look gory. To finish this look, I went back and I put some more of the congealated blood on my lips just to replace the product that got wiped off from me trying to feed the thread and the yarn through. See, look at my bop, look at my dance. That's me happy. That's my happy dance. And with that, baby, this is your Halloween look right here. Look at that, baby cakes. Tell me that ain't creepy. Tell me it ain't disgusting. Tell me that's not gross. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope to see you again. If you haven't, please subscribe to my channel, and see you guys later.